Welcome to Advocate Today. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. The new film Darby and the Dead has everything movie fans love: thrills, some laughs, and teenage drama. Darby Harper is a high schooler with the ability to see ghosts. She turns her talents into a side gig where she helps dead people pass through to the other side. There are queer characters in front of the camera and a trans director behind the camera in Silas Howard. Silas says the supernatural element, along with a talented, diverse cast, drew him to the project.
So what drew me to the story, Darby and the Dead, was the way the supernatural component was just a great metaphor for loss in any way, loss of a person or loss of a relationship, or, some sort of way that we can become isolated because of difficulties. And in this case, it's the friendship with Capri that helps transform this into a place to connect and a way to become actually stronger through the difficult things that we get through in life, which I think is an awesome message, and just humor as a healing way to deal with the pain of being in high school or just feeling like you're different, or any of that. I think it's such a great way to navigate it. Yeah, the relationship between Darby and Capri is the whole movie, and it really is this journey of this friendship that was fractured when they were young, and they've grown apart, and there's this judgment, but underneath that is this hurt and insecure feeling that each felt like they lost the other or were abandoned by the other, and that in a way, they push each other and almost switch places in the movie, and get to see from the other side some things that they didn't realize. And so yeah, I think that it's, yeah, and just they play off each other so well in that classic comedy duo. The Riel's kind of playing more the straight man, and Ali's just pushing this agenda, but is really funny and selfish, but also really honest, and just says the things that you're not supposed to say, maybe. And so it's just a great foil for each other through the movie. So the cast for Darby and the Dead is a phenomenal combination of young cast that's close to the age of the high school students that they're portraying, but they're all seasoned actors for the most part. They've been working for a long time, since they were young, and so the professionalism and their skill at their craft is really high, but their willingness to try stuff, and even try stuff that might not work, and it's just a great combination to have that skill level at that age, and that openness to try stuff, and to really be collaborative on the way we approached their characters. And then it was also fun to just have a inclusive cast, and I think just to play with all the different ways, in particular Piper's character, it was fun to decide together whether her character would be out as trans or not, and have it feel as organic and humorous as possible, and not a huge talking point of the story, just sort of one small part.
Darby and the Dead provides a ton of relatable moments from high school years. Riel downplays the role of Darby Harper, the ghost seer who counsels spirits in the afterlife. Darby's world gets turned upside down when the most popular girl in school, Capri, dies. Capri is played by Ali'i Cravalho. Pride.com's Rachel Chateau spoke to the two actors about this film's twist on the teenage genre.
My first question is actually for you, Riel. Your character gets to do something that I wish I could do, because I'm a bit of a spooky babe myself. So I want to know for you how it was, the experience of playing that role. What's for you?
It was honestly incredible, just getting to play such a broad range of emotions. I feel like because she had to act like she doesn't see ghosts whenever she's in a public space, that created a lot of interesting, covert moments between me and Capri's character, and just having that bond with Tony Danza's character, and playing the flip side of it, which is the grieving side, because she is grieving her mother, and getting to do scenes with the very amazing Derek Luke, and just, yeah, everything to do with it was incredibly fun. And just the fact that we got to do magic, and we had all these special effects, some of which we didn't even get to see how it looked until we got to see the finished product. So it was just, yeah, wonderful. Something I've never done before.
Oh, that's incredible. So Ellie, obviously I'm with Pride, And we have a huge LGBTQ audience and they love you for many reasons. But I want to know from you how it feels to know that so many people watching you can relate to you and be inspired by seeing you on screen.
That's wild to me. It's really beautiful to know that I have an impact like that. I mean, I'm 21, and to know that the representation that I bring on screen encourages people to not only follow in my footsteps, but to also be out and proud about it. If that is your story, that it doesn't hold us back, and it might have in the past, but now we're making space for these stories. And any character that I play, even Capri, like I've added my own little like campness to her, and I think it just works. She's fun, and some of my best friends and some of my favorite characters that I've seen on screen have these big personalities that simply cannot be tamed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think what's so amazing about this film, like you touched on it, both of you a little bit, is that it does have this balance of real heart and has something to say while also being uplifting and fun. And I think that's important, right? I think we need to have that kind of joy in our life. So what would you like audiences to take away from the experience of seeing this film?
We both have talked about this a lot. I feel like there are just so many different messages in the story, which I think is wonderful. Yeah. But for starters, just the fact that we've never really seen a teen movie done with a supernatural twist, but also done with real depth to it. And I think a lot of young people could use a movie that's sort of talking about grief, because you don't see that very often, especially in a movie that's still fun and has all these other elements, but that is very grounded in reality in terms of that. And I hope that a lot of young people who may be experiencing the loss of somebody important in their lives can feel more at home in this film, because really every character in this film is experiencing that grief and loss in a different way, and you get to see the different ways it manifests. So I just hope that they find somebody that they can relate to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well said. I'm also really excited to have a new take on like an iconic teen film. We had our North Stars of Mean Girls and Heathers and Clueless, which we've seen, and to be honest, we know the trope of the three white girls walking down the hall. Like, we have that iconic visual in our heads. But to change that up, to have more inclusive and diverse casting, to have also more layers to the characters, where what drew me to Capri was that we learned that she's not just a mean girl. Right. And to have really this film be about a female friendship and finding each other again, and appreciating what they can learn from each other. There's so much to take from this film, but I hope that people resonate with that female bonding.
Thank you to Rachel and the cast for that. Darby and the Dead is streaming now on Hulu. Staying in entertainment, viewers can't get enough of Wednesday Addams, and the Black Panther sequel gets closer to gold. The Advocate Channel's Rick Damigella has more.
She's been smothering me with hospitality. I hope to return the favor. In her sleep.
Nielsen reports Wednesday was watched for nearly 6 billion minutes during the Netflix hit's first week on the streaming platform. This marks the second biggest week of streaming ever recorded by the data measurement firm, topped only by the most recent season of Stranger Things.
Lost the protector.
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever becomes an Oscars favorite. The Marvel sequel snagged spots on all 5 of the Oscars official shortlists for which it was eligible, tying its lead with German war drama All Quiet on the Western Front. The 95th Oscars will be handed out March 12th.
But no matter what happens next, the galaxy still needs its Guardians.
The third volume in the hit Guardians of the Galaxy franchise beat out fellow Marvel properties like Spider-Man and Ant-Man to top Fandango's survey of the most anticipated movies of 2023. Fans will get more of their favorite anti-heroes on May 5th. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Thank you for joining me on this Advocate today. The Advocate channel is available now. You can watch full interviews with the biggest names in entertainment. Open it wherever you stream or on YouTube. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. I'll see you next time.